Headphone users, get ready. We're talking about books today, guys, and it is going to be fire. So get ready. I'm Tyler, helping you plan big and hustle hard. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. I once had a very successful mentor tell me once, you can tell the type of leader someone is by the size of their whiteboard. And I mean, it's pretty funny, but there's a lot of, CEOs, influential people out there that have like massive whiteboards. And I don't know if it's just a coincidence or maybe not, because maybe, they're actually, jotting out their ideas and actually executing on the plans that they're drawing on these fancy little whiteboards. So guys, that's a little joke and kind of aha moment maybe for some of you to start this off. Also, we are also dropping a lot of content on this channel this year because I'm so excited to hit 2019. So be sure and hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video if I helped you, and drop a comment if you have any questions at all or concerns or just want to tell me what's up. All right, guys, so one of the reasons that I'm super excited to talk about this today is actually because this is one of my goals and resolutions for 2019, and that is to be able to read more. Something super interesting. I know we all hear that we need to read more and everything like that. We should be reading lots of books, learn from books. But let's just talk about this a little bit, what this really means and the options that are available to us. Because I started recently, about a month and a half ago, started reading, a few more books here and there. And I was like thoroughly surprised. I've learned a ton from these books. And what I was concerned with is that I would be reading these books or listening to these books on, the audiobooks and not be able to retain the information. And it's totally true. There is so much information in these books that I'm like, holy cow, I can't retain all of this. But what I've been able to pull out is just the information that is pertinent to me and the time and what I need to be listening to, and really kind of see how this applies to my life and how I can shift my focus and the way I'm acting, and just everything in general is just, my mind has been so much more open, and I've seen new possibilities, and I've seen, different ways of thinking, and it's just incredible to say the least. So if you can't tell, I'm super passionate about this. And so let's go ahead and just talk about something. I actually just looked this up again just to make sure, but the average CEO, they're reading 50-ish books a year. Now, there's 52 weeks in a year, so if they're reading like 50 books a year, that's like a book a week. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of someone that is, influential and running a big company or even a small company, the CEO has like a huge role in that company. And, when I think of these types of people, I'm not thinking of people, that go in, clock in, and then, their 5 o'clock rolls around, they clock out and they go home, and they're trying to get out the door quicker so they can get out of their parking space fast. I'm thinking of people that are like legit, like a part of this company, like they live and breathe and die with this company. And I'm thinking of people that, are accustomed to working, at least 40-hour weeks, if not, 50, 60, 70-hour weeks. So I'm thinking of, very prominent people. And if these types of people, granted, I know there's exceptions of people that don't work and that are only working 20 hours a week. But if these people that have a lot of demand and stress on them, if they're able to finish 50 books a year, then we certainly are able to do something. Now, let's go ahead and talk about numbers a little bit. So ask yourself just real quick, how many books did you read last year? How many audiobooks did you complete? How many books on average were you completing a month? So before we jump into the statistics, something I want to share with you that is just revolutionized the way we can read is Audible. Audible from Amazon is incredible. And again, I'm not going to drop any affiliate links or anything like that in this. I really want you guys to get value out of this because I just recently joined Audible, and I even joined with some kind of discount. There was some kind of discount. If you just look up Audible discount, you should be able to find some kind of maybe promotional, free 30 days or 3 months for a certain amount of, a certain amount. I don't know, something like that. I just recently joined Audible, and I've been thoroughly impressed by the amount of book reading I've been able to do just in a short span of time. So I'm super excited to talk about this because I broke these numbers down a little bit in my head and I was like, holy cow, like there is so much opportunity here that we're not taking advantage of. So the book I'm reading, I'm just about finished up on, is called Set for Life, and it is a great book. It's been about 8.5 hours is the roughly about the total reading time. So if we take that book, so 8.5 hours, let's see what the 10x rule is. Okay, the 10x rule right here, it's playing now, is 7 hours, 24 minutes. So again, not too long. All right, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and guess that, you know, the books you're reading maybe are a little bit bigger, like this personal MBA right here. This one's pretty thick right here, but we're gonna go ahead and just guess that these books are a little bit thicker. So let's say, you know, the average book is roughly about 12 hours that we're gonna be reading, okay? And again, this is 5 hours more than the book I'm currently reading, or I'm sorry, 4 hours more than the book I'm currently reading and 5 hours more than the book I just read, the 10x rule. So let's go ahead and just break this down here. All right, so we have 12 hours per book. So we're gonna go ahead and times 12 by 60 minutes. So 12 hours is equal to 720 minutes there. So I'm guessing this is roughly about an average, maybe a little bit high, but 720 minutes per book is what we're gonna say there. Okay, so according to CNBC.com in, let's see, February 22nd of 2018, it says the US average one-way commute time is 26.1 minutes. Okay, that's 26 minutes one way. So now if you double that, that's 52 minutes going, you know, there and back, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and write that down here. We got the commute is 52 minutes. Okay, that is just daily, okay? So again, this is just average. Your commute might be more or less, but if it is less, then where are you spending, you know, let's say your commute is, you know, only 20 minutes. Where are you spending those other 32 minutes in the day? So let's go ahead and just break this down here. All right, so we have 720 minutes per book and then an average of 52 minutes commuting time. So we're gonna go ahead and divide this and see just how long it would take you to listen to a book. All right, so average commuting time, average length of an audio book that you're gonna be listening to, roughly, it could be more or less, probably less, honestly. We're gonna go ahead and divide that, and that comes out to 13.84 days. Okay, so 13.8 days. Okay, so if you think about that, 13.8 days, okay? So then let's say, you know, we're only working 5 days a week. So 5 days a week, so let's see, we would work 10, so 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, okay? So if it's 14 days, that's 2 weeks and 4 days of working, okay? So that is going to be pretty incredible. Just in your commute alone, where you're listening to the news, where you're listening to music, where, you know, you're on the phone, where, you know, you're not doing anything productive, just that alone, in 3 weeks, you could be finishing a book. Okay, imagine that. Imagine finishing 2019, having finished 13 books just on your commute to work, to and from work. So how about that? How much more knowledge would you have after, you know, this next year, having finished 13 well-chosen and books that you know will help you? How would that be? All right, but that's not all. Let's do some other math here. Okay, I tend to spend an average of about 45 minutes in the gym every, let's see, about 4 to 5 days a week. So we'll be conservative and say only 4 days a week, okay? So 45 minutes, 4 days a week, that's gonna be 180 minutes a week. And again, we're gonna go ahead and just say it's 720 minutes per book, okay? So just in the gym alone, okay? Now, I understand that it's difficult to work out to an audio book, or, you know, sometimes it's hard to lift weights and stay focused when you're listening and trying to learn at the same time. But look at this. Just think about this right here, okay? 720, so 180, that times 2 is 360, doubled, so 4 weeks. Yeah, right there. 4 weeks to finish a book. Yup, there it is. Working out 4 days a week for 45 minutes. And for 4 weeks, so 1 month essentially, and you finish a book right there. There's another 12 books a year right there. If you can start switching over to audiobooks in the gym, maybe even just while you're doing your cardio. I just want to show you the possibilities that are here, okay? So hopefully I've kind of opened your eyes to the possibilities here. If you're listening to books here, okay, for 4 weeks in the gym, you're finishing a book a month. If you're listening to a book for, 2 weeks and 4 days, just like 3 weeks, then you're finishing a book on your commute to and from work. Okay, so just open your eyes to these possibilities, right? And again, I've tried to, be conservative in how much time I'm actually spending at the gym. Maybe on the commute, it's pretty average. I've overestimated the amount of time that it takes to actually listen to a book here. These are not, the books that I've been reading are quite a bit less. So these opportunity is impressive. I mean, there's so much opportunity here. Okay, so let's just say, for the sake of this, that all of these numbers are correct, and you decide, you know what, I can sacrifice my commute to and from work. I can sacrifice my focus in the gym to get myself ahead financially, and then I can have all day to spend at the gym once I'm financially successful. So let's go ahead and just look at this. So we're looking at about 13 books on your commute to and from work, and 12 books in the gym. Okay, 25 books in this next year. That's half of what a CEO reads, okay? So look at that. You're already half of what this person, this influential person, the average influential, corporate, all this chief executive officer, you're half of what they're doing already. Just by switching those two things and making them productive. Okay, now we're not talking about, mealtime. What are you doing during meals that you're eating by yourself? Are you sitting there on social media? Or do you have your headphones in learning? Are you jumping on Netflix? Are you on Netflix every night? How can you afford to be on Netflix every night? Like Grant Cardone says, you can't afford it. Okay, think of all the time that you're missing out, all the opportunity that you could be learning. Now, I'm not going to act like I don't get on Netflix. Obviously, I'm on Netflix, and I'm on Netflix a lot, and more than I care to admit. But guys, think about this. Think about all the time that is just being burned. And this is like, these books are like mini courses. Guys, if you're so, get so pumped off the next webinar you watch from a dude that's pitching, a $1,900 course, dude, go buy the $14 Audible trial and start listening to a book and get basically a course that is going to, be so informational, and you're going to learn so much from, and just do it in your spare time. So guys, I hope this has opened your eyes a little bit to the possibilities, because there is so much possibility here. And I'm like pumped, fired up about this. I spend a lot of time on, planes, and that's when I get like a ton of reading in. Those trips, across the country and back and forth, I'm able to almost finish a book just going, from the West Coast to the East Coast and back. I mean, I can almost pretty much finish a book just in one trip. So guys, think about where you're spending your time. Think about where you could make it more productive. And if nothing else, just commit one thing. It's just your commute to work, or it's just your gym time, or it's just, one less episode of Netflix. Just commit one thing, and I think you will really realize that you have so much more knowledge and understanding, and your potential is just like increasing just because you're committing to learning. And just to wrap this up, I just want to say one more thing. Pick your books very wisely. Don't pick entertaining books. Don't pick books that, you think are funny, or going to be, a fun read, that, you're going to relieve your stress. That's fine, but that's like Netflix type of stuff. Put that in your entertainment time. Pick books that are going to teach you something, that you're going to learn something, that you're going to think differently because you've read it, that you're going to be more knowledgeable about. Pick books that are going to expand your understanding, that are going to increase your income. Pick books that, that you're just like need in your life, that are going to take you to your next level, to your next step. Okay. One last thing just to finish it up. I don't know if you've seen Valuetainment on YouTube here, but Pat, the entrepreneur, talks about building your resume and what he would like to see on a resume these days. And he put on there that one of the most important things to put on your resume these days is the last 3 to 5 books you've read. How cool would that be? How impressive would that be to an employer if you're looking through resumes and all of a sudden you see a resume that says, hey, I've read the 10X Rule, I've read Set for Life, I've read Essentialism, I've read, Think and Grow Rich, I've read, what else do I got over there? The 4-Hour Work Week, Unshakable, Expert Secrets, The Personal MBA. I've read these books in the last 12 months. Like, holy cow, this dude is like dedicated, go the extra mile. Like, he goes above and beyond. So guys, just consider it. I hope you commit to something. Set your New Year's resolution and get it done. Take care, guys. Have a good one.